Hello everyone, and welcome to one more session from tradingkamai.com. And in this session, we'll try to understand what exactly is smart money and how does it work in the stock market. So what I'll do is, I'll take up a very live example, and with that example, I'll try to make you understand, how smart money flows in. So here's my Odin client. So let me go and pull up a very nice stock here, which is Mindtree. Okay, and let us see the charts of Mindtree for past 1 year. But the most interesting part, which I'm interested here is from October till March. So let me go and zoom from October till March over here. So there it is. And let me go and draw some very interesting lines over here. So what I'm going to do over here, let me go and draw up a line here, right? And let me also go and draw up a line over here, right? Okay, and in the same way, let me go and draw a line here, and let me go and draw a line here. I'll explain you why exactly I'm drawing these lines, right? So there it is. And let me just go and make these lines a bit thicker so that we can read it properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it white here, and I'm going to make it thick, right? So very quickly, so we'll take this line over here, make it thick and make it white so that you can see it, right? And same over here. A mouse, right? So thick and a white line, and a thick and a white line. So I've just drawn the approximate lines here, and I'll tell you why. So thick and a white line, right? So here is a chart of Mindtree from October, till March 12 today. Okay, so 12 is my birthday today, so it's still today the lines I've drawn, right? Okay, so now that I've drawn the lines, let me start with some statements here. Stock market is all about buyers and sellers. If in a stock you have a lot of buyers, right? If the buyers are exceeding the sellers, then the stock goes up. If the sellers are exceeding the buyers, then the stock goes down. So at the end of the day, it is, it's the whole game is about buyers and sellers. The whole game is about demand and supply. So if there is a supply, then if there's oversupply, I'll say the stock goes down, right? And if there is an over demand, the stock goes up, right? Right, now let me go and define smart money. Smart money are money which belongs to smart people, right? So in other words, they are money which is coming from fund houses. They are money which is coming from large investors. They are money which is coming from huge DIs and FIs, who know how the stock market works. They know how this demand and supply game works. So what these smart people do is, they take their smart money, and first thing is, they start accumulating the stock. So they start accumulating the stock at a very decent rate, in a very SIP manner. SIP means, they start buying in small quantities at regular intervals, right? So the first thing what the smart people do with their smart money is they start accumulating a stock for must be 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, depending on how the nature of the stock is, and that phase is termed as accumulation phase, right? So you can see over here, like in Mindtree, right from October till December, this stock was moving in a range, if you can see here, right? So this phase, you can term it as accumulation phase. In this phase, there were big investors, who were accumulating this stock regularly in small quantities. Because, if these big investors, if they put the money in one go, right, that sends up a huge signal to everyone saying that somebody has invested a huge money in a stock, right? So they don't want to make people aware, that they are entering a stock. So what these big investors do is, they invest in a stock in a very small and minute quantity and with a regular interval, so that common investors like you and me do not know if somebody is really taking position in that stock or not. So for example, if you see this Mindtree over here, right from October to December, that's approximately for a month, right? There were smart people with smart money who were investing regularly on the stock and accumulating. Now this accumulation phase, right, it can go for months, it can go for years, or it can go for days together, right? So in other words, you can see over here, for example, in this Mindtree, the accumulation started at October 18th and it continued till December 16th, right? So in this phase, right, when the stock was moving in a range, the smart money was investing very gradually in these stocks. Okay. Now, as the smart money keeps accumulating these stocks, right, over a period of time, there comes a moment, where there are no more buyers left out. Why? Because the smart money has accumulated all the stock, almost all the stocks, right? So at one given moment of time, there are no more sellers left out. And because there are no more sellers left out, the stock bumps. You can see over here, this is the range. And you can see on December 16th, you can see this huge green sign over here, indicating that it has broken out from that range. Now, this is the place, where smart money was waiting. The smart money was waiting that this stock moves up 5% or 10%. And you can see here, I'm going to go and put my pointer over here very quickly. When this huge green sign happened, look at the volumes. Look at these volumes. So at this moment, it is a profit booking time for the smart money people. So what they do is, as soon as this range breaks out, right, they start selling their stocks. And at this moment, common investors like you and me, right, they start investing. Okay. So from here, the stock starts moving up. Okay. Means it starts coming to the hands of common people like us, and the smart money are selling the stocks at a higher rate to us. And you can see here, the volumes are quite huge. So you can see this second phase. So the first phase is the accumulation phase, and the second phase is the profit booking phase. In this profit booking phase, what the smart money people do is, as the stock moves up, they start selling the stocks in smaller quantities, or must be in a higher quantity to us. Okay. And as the stock moves up and up, so you can see here, this was the accumulation phase, right? This is the profit booking phase. Now, as the profits are getting booked, right, there comes a position, we term it as a climax position. The climax position is that position, from where, there are no more buyers, there are only sellers left out, because these smart money people are now selling in huge quantities, right? So there are no sellers left out, and then starts the tragedy. From here on, the stock starts falling. In other words, here, this phase, you can term it as, the fear phase, where the common investors like us who has invested at this point here, starts getting jittery about, where we have invested. So at this phase, that is the third phase, the common investors start selling their stocks in fear. Why? Because, when you can see here the huge reds here, right? When somebody sees that his stock is fallen from 1600 plus levels to like literally 1400, right? 100 rupees in a day, right? The next day again 100 rupees. That, that really makes a common investor completely out of his senses, and he starts selling. He starts selling, and again, the smart money enters. Again, there is accumulation phase. Again, there is a profit booking phase. Again, there is a fear phase. So if you look at specifically this Mindtree over here, very clearly, you can see that there was accumulation phase here. Then there was a distribution phase, or profit booking phase, you can say. Then again, the common investors were shaken off. Again, it was accumulated, for must be a month. Again, it was, the profits were booked, and today again it is now re-entering into accumulation phase. So we expect that in Mindtree, so today is March 12, my birthday, right? So I expect that at least in this coming 1 or 2 months, you would see a similar kind of accumulation phase what you have seen previously, right? And again the stock will rise higher. So this is one more way of visualizing that how stock market works. So if you understand, if you think stock market as as nothing but buyers and sellers, right, then it becomes very easy to understand how smart money is flowing. Right, so I hope that you understood this video, or I hope that you have liked this video. In this video, we were trying to understand what exactly is smart money, what are the different phases how smart money flows, and we also saw it with a real-time example, that is with the example of Mindtree. Thank you so much.